Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to BowlTV for the next squad of qualifying here at the 2018 USBC Senior Masters. For those of you who have been following the action all week long, thank you for joining us and thanks for being back here on BowlTV. And for those just tuning in for the first time, welcome. Qualifying at the Senior Masters is pretty simple. 5 games each block. Each competitor will roll 15 games over 3 days. And this is day number 3, so this is it. We'll be saying goodbye to the majority of our competitors here after today's final squad. Right now, this is our A squad bowlers. They bowled the very first squad, the first day of qualifying on the fresh. They're bowling on a 41-foot oil pattern. And right now, this is the burn squad. So A squad bowling on the burn. We had C squad on earlier on the fresh. Lanes oiled once per day. So the 3 squads rotate throughout the schedule over those 3 days. Today will be the CAB. B squad will hit the lanes this afternoon at 4 p.m. local time, 7 p.m. Eastern. And after that, we will cut the field down here at the Senior Masters from 272 hopeful competitors to 64, and that 64 includes our defending champion Walter Ray Williams Jr. of Oxford, Florida. Walter Ray, a 2-time winner here at the Senior Masters, also 2 wins at the regular Masters. Therefore, he is the only bowler to win both events twice and seeks to become not only the first back-to-back winner here at the Senior Masters since 2007, Tom Baker, but the first 3-time winner at the tournament as well. Also in the field this week, 2-time winners Pete Weber and Dale Traber. They are looking to earn the distinction of the first 3-time winner. Also, we have a couple of Masters champions in the field looking to add this event to their resumes too. Only Walter A. Williams Jr. and Dave Sutar have won both. And there you have it, the quick rundown of what's going on. So this is our final 5 games for A squad. They've already got 10 games in the books. Had some time to figure out what's going on. Right now, bowling on the burn. Many of them in earlier to see how A squad was playing the lanes, or the first squad. This is A squad. It stays with you throughout the event. Very confusing, but not really at the same time. So a lot of these folks in the building earlier today to see how the opening squad played the lanes, and of course that will dictate their plan of attack. So that's that. We'll take a look now at the standings to get everybody caught up. We have C squad through 15 games, so of course C squad will be dominant at the top part of the standings, but the number to beat right now to earn that number 1 seed is James Campbell of Clearwater, Florida, plus 571. He averaged 238 over his 15 games here at Samstown Bowling Center. Campbell was the first day leader, bowling very well on the double burn. Came back yesterday, bowled well, and got passed toward the end of the block on the burn by Brian LeClaire, and then Campbell regained the lead this morning. Faltered briefly on the fresh, had his lowest game of the tournament, 184 to start the day, and then found some magic, found the right ball and the right combination, and a great look for 256, 268, 269, and then he just got on a tough pair and closed with 202. So here's your leader at plus 571. Caught up with him, and we'll share those thoughts should he hold on the rest of the day. Second place overall is Brian LeClaire, our day 2 leader. He bowled 14 consecutive games over 200 and finished with 183 today. Both of those guys locked in to match play, so they're going home to rest and relax. And for LeClaire, he's going to ice his ailing knee, and for Campbell, he's going to go think through what he learned today and come up with a plan of attack for tomorrow when they see the fresh again for the opening round of match play. Okay, third place overall, Noel Vasquez at plus 384. So you see some separation there. Noel bowled very well today. Looks like he had the highest block on the fresh. He bowled 1193, 259, 255, 266, 210, and 203 to climb his way up the standings. Third overall right now, followed by Brian Goebel at plus 363. And Leto Monticelli, the 2015 Senior Masters champ, is fifth at plus 361. Alan Seneval of Sweden, plus 349. Mark Williams, our runner-up at the Super Senior Classic, plus 334. Norm Duke, plus 331. And Robert Brown rounds out the top 10 at plus 318. And it sounded like I skipped one in there. There's only 9 names. That's true. Sitting right now in 7th place at plus 343 was our A squad leader, Keith Lesko. So Lesko is on the lanes right now, bowling his final squad here. And I know for a fact that he was here earlier scouting out the lanes. I saw him watching James Campbell. And then additionally on A squad at plus 308, we have Pete Weber. And at plus 259, Michael Haugen Jr., our opening round leader. Back on what seems like forever ago, it was Tuesday. So we'll just do some quick math here. James Campbell finished at 35.71 for his 15 games. So if Keith Lesko, as the A squad leader, is going to catch James Campbell today, he will need to shoot 12.28 for his 5 games here. That would be a 245 average. Also would be the highest block of the 2018 event. So that puts that in perspective. Again, Lesko, the A squad leader, at plus 343. The highest B squad bowler is down in 15th place at plus 235. Pete Weber, 35 pins behind Lesko, so he'll need to be in the 1250 range. But at this point, as we get settled in and as the top 64 develops, it really doesn't matter if you're number 1 or number 64. We saw that last year for sure. Again, we have a star-studded field filled with past champions, Hall of Famers, PBA champions, PBA regional winners. Pretty solid, top to bottom. So last year we saw, for the second consecutive year, Parker Bone was phenomenal in qualifying, and he was equally phenomenal in match play. But he just ran into some ridiculous series pulled against him. As the number 1 seed last year, Parker earned the honor of taking on number 64, Brian Voss, the Hall of Famer. Voss squeaked in and then promptly shot 774 to immediately send Parker, who shot a high 700 as well, into the elimination bracket. So all pins drop. 64 players get out there. Just those 2 bowlers on that pair of lanes. 3 games, total pinfall determines who advances. But to be in the top 64 at this event, say everybody on a relatively level playing field. Of course, you have extra confidence and such. You qualified higher, and in theory, the advantage because you had a better command of the oil pattern and performed better overall over 15 games, but really anything can happen in a 1 or 3 game match. So we'll see all of that unfold here over the next couple days. Right now it's all about getting into that bracket, 63 plus Walter A. Williams Jr. And that is the rundown. So the goal right now, if you're out, get in. And if you're in, stay there. So we do appreciate everybody joining us. Dave Waswell, welcome. I believe a first-time viewer this week. Getting here just in time for the excitement. At the end of the day today, we will know who's in, who's out. Try to follow those numbers as the last game wraps up and everything happens around us. But we'll be here for the duration, as we have been since game 1 on day 1. Right now, let's meet our players here in our featured pairs. We've got on 19 and 20, Glenn Morgan, John Congro, Rich Cook, and Timothy Bell. And over on 21 and 22, Don Jackson, Mike Lucente, Stan Winters, and Dave Washburn. And if you're curious how these players are faring so far this week, you can visit bowl.com/Senior Masters. All the details are there. We've got a schedule for the rest of the week. Match play coming up the next 2 days. Also have standings from each round so far and running totals here on day 3. Combined standings for A, B, and C. Right now it's C through 15 games and of course A and B through 10. And we'll get that updated game by game. There's also live scoring, so if you get to the results section of the Senior Masters page, you can follow your favorite players as they compete here at this 56-lane center. And in play for qualifying, we have lanes 7 through 52. And of course, being way down here behind 19 and 20, live scoring helps know the details all the way at the far end. So technology pretty sweet. Two-time winner Pete Weber bowling on this squad. He's on 15 and 16 right now, just to our left. Major Mika Koivuniemi, now a senior tour bowler. Timothy Bell, 5 for 5. Chatted with him briefly before we got going here, and said he's having a nice vacation in Las Vegas, getting to compete. Maybe he doesn't feel up to the level of some of our standouts here at the Senior Masters. Described himself as maybe a top-notch league bowler, but coming and taking the challenge here at the Senior Masters, and off to a strong start here on day number 3. And Tim Bell minus 185 after 10 games, so experience gained, no doubt. And looking to have a good time here in Bowell on day number 3. Folks, back half of game number 1. Look at this. Dave Washburn making some moves here. Got the front 7 here on 21 and 22. Washburn at plus 155 for the Las Vegas local standout here. Making things happen. Tied for 40th place. Plus 155. Off to a hot start here on day number 3. Let's see if he can stay perfect. On lane 21. How about that? And in the chat room, Stephen Hawk, thank you for the kind words and for tuning in as always. And both of you guys, Laszlo and Stephen, doing great things for the sport as well. I'm just here to tell the stories, but I appreciate the kind words. And Dave Washburn got a handful of that one, ended up even the 3-pin. So still a solid start here in game number 1. Putting himself in position, comfortable position, to get some extended play here at Samstown. Right down on 15 and 16, Darren Peters making some noise. Gonna keep an eye on him. He's got the front 8. Rest of the house looks all clear for the 300 watts. That is true, Waz. I believe you are eligible for this event, if I'm not mistaken. Should have been here. Plenty of room at the live stream table as well for special guests. We got Blackie, and we had Bruce Hall step in for the group stepladder and stepladder finals of the Super Senior Classic. That event turned out to be a lot of fun. Very appreciative gentlemen, able to compete age 60 and older. That event has grown from 28 entries the first year to 184 here in 2018, and many of those bowlers staying over and bowling here in the Senior Masters as well. Samstown, a great host, Tom Pippinger and company, always welcoming. Kind of got the routine down smooth. Everybody knows their place and in the venue. So come in, set up, good to go. I do appreciate that, the hospitality. We'll know soon where we're headed in 2019. That announcement just down the road. In time, not necessarily literally down the road here in Las Vegas. So here we are, ready for the final frame of game number 1, just like that. And 19 and 20, Glenn Morgan. String of strikes ended at 3 there, late in the game. We get to 212. And now Rich Cook will step up with 215 as a possibility. Stan Winters will start the 10th over on 21 and 22. 202 max for him. Washburn looking at back-to-back spares now after the front 7. So it appears I'm jinxing everybody that I mentioned here. Glenn Morgan opens in the 10th for 200. Rich Cook with the washout after the double. Stan Winters now maxed at 190. Congro delivers in the 10th, and I believe he is local here in Las Vegas. Bowled against him a few times back in 2009 when we were here for the USBC Open Championships. Back in the day when I was a competitor. Nice conversion there for Rich Cook. He can get to 191. right, players on the move. Game 2 coming up in just a few minutes. We'll meet our new competitors. Get updated standings. Get another rundown of exactly what's happening here at the Senior Masters as we wind down qualifying and get ready to see who's going to advance to match play. That starts tomorrow morning. My name is Matt Canizaro. Thanks for being here. Tell your friends. It's going to be a good time today. We've got one squad coming up after this, so still plenty of bowling action for you. We'll be right back with game number 2. All right, settled in now for game number 2 here of our A squad. Got some celebrities on our pairs. There's Mika Koivuniemi over on 21 and 22. Joined by Jim Cote. Wayne Clark. Todd Kajel. So I could have asked on that one. Don't want to be rude. And over on 19 and 20, John DiBenedetta. Works over at South Point. Timothy Livingston, Willie McGee, and Michael Bryce. I saw some questions about the moves for the lanes, and it's actually outlined, by my understanding, on the pairing sheet on the Senior Masters page. Just go to information and click on the pairings. And it explains the divergent skipping procedure. And then it tells you actually exactly what lanes each person will be on every game of the event. So check that out, bowl.com/Senior Masters. That and much more available. Also want to give a shout out to our hard-working staff in Syracuse at the USBC Open Championships. Taking a quick break to tune in and watch some of the best bowlers, age 50 and older. Kevin Olson and John Talija holding things down at the On-Center Convention Center. A lot of these gentlemen bowling this week actually have stopped by and said that they're headed our way. So going from here, either to the U.S. Open, down the street at Suncoast, and then making their way east for the USBC Open Championship. So it is a bowling summer here for these competitors. A lot of games, a lot of weeks, and they all seem to be having a pretty good time, even if they don't bowl as well. A great experience, and that's very important. So we look forward to seeing them again soon, and potentially down the road in Syracuse. All right, just now getting to the halfway point of our second game here for the A squad. Benedetta after the split in frame 2, 3 consecutive strikes, so some momentum there. And over on 21 and 22, Mika finding something here early, spare 3-bagger. All right, some talk in the chat room about Mika and his coaching. Yes, last time we ran into him, it was at the World Championships. Nice break there for Di Benedetta. We're going to need a score correction. Mika coaching at the UAE, United Arab Emirates. So staying out there and coaching the next generation, future for the sport. All right, now we've got standings through one game here on our A squad. Again, the number to beat, plus 571. That's James Campbell, Brian Leclerc second, and plus 527. And then some separation. Noah Vasquez is third at plus 384. So high on A squad right now is Keith Lesko. Started with 198. He's at plus 341. Pete Weber had 223. He's at plus 331. Michael Haugen Jr., third on A squad, 221 start, plus 280. If you want to see those complete standings, you can visit bowl.com/Senior Masters. All the details there. Darren Peters, we talked about him having a string of strikes earlier, had 266 to start. He is now in 19th place at plus 214. Down on lane 10, Chris Gibbons. Talked about him early on day one, bowling very, very well. He has got spare 7-bagger. Likely going to lock in his place in the top 64. We've seen him make a run at all events and a couple other events in past years, team all events at the USBC Open Championships, and now finding success here at the senior level in Las Vegas. Question in the chat room, do I bowl? I have bowled for my entire life. Nice conversion there by Michael Price. Lane 19 to stay clean here. Game number 2. Currently on hiatus. Bowled doubles and singles at the Open Championships recently, and first games in a while. So just trying to decide what direction to go. I think I'm going to wait for the senior tour. Got 11 more years to go, and then I'll make my triumphant return. right, 10th frame now on our featured pairs. William McGee can get to 183 with all 10 here. And he does. Johnny D. Can get to 246 around 21 and 2. 202 for Todd. Cote finishes with 188. Now Mika looking for 290. And one more for the Big Fin. We saw 290 earlier on our featured pair in our opening block. Marv Sargent use that to make a run up the standings. Right now that 64 number is plus 118. Sargent was able to get to plus 129. Shot plus 133 today. See if that will be enough. He's going to be walking around later, I'm sure, sweating this one out. But currently, the number is 118. His run ends with the 4-pin. So 279 with the spare. Michael Bryce. Gonna get to 174. Livingston, first one in the 10th. Max score for him, 237. We'll watch our final shots here. And then get ready for game number 3. It's a 5-game block, A squad. Then we will have our B squad bowlers coming up next, which will conclude qualifying here at the 2018 USBC Senior Masters. We'll cut the field down to our top 64 for match play. It's going to be a good time. Folks, don't go anywhere. Tell all your friends. We were at 500 strong during our opening block today. Let's get past that number today. We're teetering. We're at 499 right now. If you're enjoying the coverage and you like seeing the best bowlers in the world, age 50 and older, give us a thumbs up. We're already starting to work on the BowlTV coverage calendar for 2019. And tentatively, the Senior Masters on the schedule. Super Senior Classic on there as well. But definitely those numbers, those thumbs up, all of the good feedback that helps us determine we're going to be there. So go ahead and do that. Remember to subscribe to BowlTV. There's a lot of cool stuff coming up. No matter how old you are or who you like watching, we've got the seniors this week. PWBA announced this week the professional women will be on BowlTV. Free coverage for the rest of this season. Looking forward to that. And then we'll have Junior Gold, the youngest bowlers. Feature for the sport coming up in July. So subscribe here to BowlTV and you'll be notified and know what's going on. Emil Williams Jr. sounds familiar. He's the voice of the PWBA right now, but he works very hard at this BowlTV. We track all of our events and try to add new content as often as possible. You might know him as the face of the Core Challenge and Earl's Journey to 900. Among other things. So a lot of great new content. So remember, subscribe to BowlTV. And with that, We're going to step away here for a minute. We'll have game number 3 coming up in just 1 minute. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back to me. We're joined now by 8 new players here for game number 3, as well as Terry Bigham back home at the International Bowling Campus in Arlington, Texas. Terry, a big fan of the PBA 50 Tour and all of our top contenders here, and making sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, so we appreciate that. Now we'll get settled in for our 3rd game. Meet our contestants here on 19 and 20. Junior Philpott, Tony Johnson, Alan Anderson Jr., and Lennart Nyman. And over on 21 and 22, Steve Glasgow, Mike Schmid, John Masiello, and Paul Renteria. A couple familiar names there in Schmid and Renteria. Mike's got 50-plus years at the USBC Open Championships. Big-time bowling business guy in Minnesota. Pro shop business, and then Renteria. Many appearances at the Mega Buck events, High Roller and such, back in the 1990s. So if you Google Paul Renteria, probably come up with some pretty entertaining videos of all of his success on TV. We'll patiently wait for our updated standings, but again, our leaders bowled very well today. James Campbell and Brian LeClaire. But I think now for the rest of today, the big talk is going to be that cut number. What is it going to take to get into the top 64? Should have that in just a few minutes. Top prize this week, $20,000 as the Senior Masters continues to grow as well. Nice little payday there. $12,000 for second, $9,000 for third. Not bad for a week's work. All right, looks like we have a Paul Renteria fan in the chat room. And again, Paul, a long time big name in bowling. Now, trying to get it done here at the Senior Masters. Let's take a look and see if standings are available. We can check and see how he's doing overall here in Las Vegas. So we've got A squad after 12. Top 7 in the standings, all C squad bowlers. Keith Lesko, high A squatter at plus 333. He's got 198, 192 today. Plus 333, so 240 behind our leader. Next on A squad, Michael Haugen Jr. Getting hot here, 221, 248. He's at plus 328. And Pete Weber right behind him, plus 327. And Major Mika after the 279 is at plus 275, about 300 behind our leader with 3 to go. So he'd essentially have to be perfect for the rest of the day to catch the #1 spot. But again, the goal here simply is to make the top 64 and then take your chances on who you're going to bowl there, get lined up, and win your matches. Paul Renteria is at -5 with 3 to go. -5 in 133rd place. Cut number right now is at plus 121, so creeping up a little bit. Jumped up 3 pins there. 2 guys fell out. Plus 121. We mentioned earlier Marv Sargent, 58th place at plus 129. So Ted Steichoff, who was the number coming in, well, 248 last game to get to plus 147. So making a big move there. Complete standings available and updated. bowl.com/Senior Masters. First round, second round, and now a running total of the third round. There's a nice break for Renteria. Gonna need to be about 150 over his last 3 to have a nervous chance at extra bowling this week. right, folks, had a nice live streaming discussion with our friend Bruce Hall. Again, he does live streaming out at the NEBA events in the Massachusetts area. And live streamers always seem to gravitate and look at each other's live stream setups and what works, what doesn't work, what are the challenges, and you know, all that good stuff. So always nice to share knowledge. And we accidentally stumbled on the answer to a question that's been bugging me all week long. So we'll test that theory. Coming up here, looking at some scores now. Steve Smith, the youngster, former Team USA member, having a great game here. Can get to 268, down on 13 and 14. As we watch things wrap up here on our featured pairs. .207 for Mike Smid. 99 for Glasgow. .71 for Masiello. Over here on 19 and 20. Alan Anderson will be in the 140s. Nice finish here for Philpott. Get to 243 with a strike here on the Phil. So everybody's getting done. Hope I didn't miss anything too good. We'll wait for the update coming up here. We'll let these guys finish things out. Johnson can get to 204. And Nyman, 195. Final shots of Game 3. Game 4 right around the corner, folks. And a lot happening here behind the scenes and getting ready to chase some numbers and see what that cut number is going to be. That is the all-important information for the day. What is it going to take to make match play here at the 2018 Senior Masters? Do appreciate everybody's support. Thank you all for being here. We've got 2 more games to go. And then we'll have one more squad. That'll be at 4 p.m. local time and 7 p.m. Eastern. So new players headed this way. We'll have Game 4 coming right up. All right, the day winding down here for our A squad bowlers at the 2018 USBC Senior Masters. We've got 8 new bowlers on our featured pairs for game number 4. Learning opportunity for some players, and well, I guess for all players, for those who are trying to build and get ready for next year, and then of course for those who are trying to make sure they have the right look and the right equipment for whatever they might encounter in match play the rest of the way. And of course, there's the few who are fighting for their Senior Masters lives right now, trying to stay in the cut number or get into the cut number. Here in our featured pair of this game, Toby Contreras, Kevin Croucher, John Hirosina, and Michael Haugen Jr. And 21 and 2, Chris Gibbons, Steven Smith, Dan Schmerbach, and Carl Nichols. All right, game number 4. Moving along quickly. I know there's some Michael Haugen fans out there just tuning in. He's on our featured pair, Steve Smith. Pretty popular as well there on the West Coast. So anybody who's just dropping in, thank you. My name is Matt Canizaro. Welcome to our coverage of the Senior Masters here at Samstown Bowling Center in Las Vegas. Standings after 13 games for A squad. Remember the overall leader, which is becoming increasingly less relevant at this point, is James Campbell at plus 571. He averaged 238.07. High A squad bowler right now is Mika Koibaniemi at plus 344. The last 2 games, 279, 269. He's at 758 for the day, plus 344 overall. Next A squad bowler is Pete Weber at plus 325. Keith Lesko plus 322. So those guys got enough early that they're able to just hang on. The goal, of course, make the top 64. So the next question, what is that number? Right now, it is at 121, plus 121. Give him a little bit up and down. These last couple games, 121. There's actually a tie for that spot right now. David Allen and Jeff Suma. David Allen already done bowling. He bowled earlier. Jeff Suma will bowl on our next squad, but there's going to be people moving up and down, in and out here over the next 2 games on the A squad. Defending champ Walter Ray Williams Jr. will be up next at 7 p.m. Eastern. He is plus 210 after 2 days. Comfortably well ahead of the 64 spot he's guaranteed. And the bowlers bowling right now who are just outside the number. Again, it is plus 121 right now. Mike Lucente is at plus 116 bowling here on A squad. Then it's a bit of a drop off. Alan Sabin down at plus 91. And then Bill Hewlett at plus 74. Looking at our A squatters bowling right now, we already mentioned Mika shooting 758 for his first 3 today. Darren Peters had 737. He's at plus 285 overall. But all of that and more available at bowl.com/Senior Masters. Some great info. Get you caught up on the format and the standings as we get ready for match play to begin tomorrow, bright and early at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. here in Las Vegas. We'll start with the left side of the bracket, re-oil, and then the right side of the bracket. We'll get to it. Great shot there by Haugen. We saw him throw a lot of great shots on opening day to pick the lead on our first squad, and then just able to build on that a little bit yesterday. And in comfortable position. Just a couple games left to advance on to match play here. Chatting with our overall leader, James Campbell, earlier. When we talked the other day, he said that the fresh was kind of the question mark for him because his A game is not necessarily playing straight, and that's how he thought he was going to play this fresh pattern. Came out today early and struggled a little bit game 1, then tried some different equipment and ended up not having to play as straight as he expected, and pulled very well the rest of the block. So that was good and bad, because based on where he was in the standings already, was pretty well set on advancing to match play. So it would have been an opportunity to try some things, try some different equipment maybe. You always want to have a plan B or a plan C, especially when it's just a quick 3-game match. But you want to have some ideas, and unfortunately, he bowled so well that it's hard to change balls or try something different when you're shooting 250. So he went ahead and stayed where he was comfortable and learned enough, I think he said, and tried enough things early on that he had an idea, and just working with equipment this week to have the right look. So all that's important. And he continued to bowl well today, and likely will be among the first few seeds, if not the top seed, going into match play, which can be can be good and bad. Last year it was not so good for Parker Golden III, who outdistanced the field by quite a bit and ended up getting matched up against Brian Voss in the opening round after Voss got the number 64 spot. So you just never know. Chances are you're going to get to bowl somebody who's pretty good, and in that case, extremely good. So no advantage to seeding. You just want to get in there. And Mr. Campbell now, his goal to improve on last year's performance. He made the cut in 2017 as well and went 0-2. Went home to think about it and get ready for this year. Now we'll advance again, hoping to improve on last year's finish. Simple as that. As we wind down here, at the end of game number 4, if anybody has any questions, let us know. All the drama will come at the end of the next block. So now's the time, at least for me, to prepare and get ready for that part of it. Of course, we want to talk to our leader. Maybe get a thought from Walter Ray as the defending champ now going in. It's a new game, a new day. What did he learn this week? Haugen throwing the ball very well here, but the carry not on his side, just one double in the 5th and 6th. Toby Contreras is 54th in the standings at plus 138. No doubt would like to add on some safety pins here in the last couple games. Kevin Croucher is plus 186. He's in 34th. So pretty comfortable, especially with the 4-bagger that he's got up on the scoreboard right now. Cena is minus 16. Might be a little too late for 2018. Over on 21-2, Steve Smith. He is not a PBA member, so this would not be an official PBA 50 title. He is at plus 217. And not going to lose too much here this game. Just has to bowl decent in the last game, and he should be feeling pretty good. Chris Gibbons just ahead of Steve Smith at plus 217. I'm sorry, 219. Steve Smith was at 217. Nichols minus 377. Dan Schmerbach is at minus 11. Rolling well here, so can get back in the plus. And then a huge game 5 would at least get him in the conversation. Get ready now for our final frames. Gibbons will be in the 160s, but again, he's got some sticks to play with. Not too many. Certainly easy to get back on track in game 5. Here's Dan on 21. 235 max score. Nice break there to get the 6 forward. Frame now on 19 and 20. John working on the double, can get to 235. And Toby, tough spare here with the bucket, can get to 189. right, so 197 and 188 for John and Toby, respectively. Michael Hagen trying to add another double, and he does. He get to 228. Kevin Croucher can get to 248. Kevin delivers on his first shot. Things wrapping up for Nichols. Over on 21 and 2, 209 max. Steve Smith, 3 in the 10th for 180. So he'll lose 20. Gibby will lose 31. Both of them are going to need to be around par in game number 5 to feel pretty good. More for Croucher. He'll be in the 240s. Haugen in the 220s. Final shots right here for game 5 coming up. Standings. All that excitement. We'll be right back with more coverage of the 2018 USBC Senior Masters. My name is Matt Canizaro. Thank you for joining us here at the Simstown Bowling Center. One more game to go, then we'll take a short break. Potentially another 45 minutes to an hour before our final squad of qualifying gets underway here in Las Vegas. We do appreciate all of you folks being here. Tell your friends. One more big game, and then we get to the exciting final squad of the day. We'll be right back. Game 5. All right, bowling fans, this is it. Game 5 of our A squad. Last game for these guys, and some will head home. Some will regroup for tomorrow for match play, and some will pace impatiently up and down the concourse here at the Samstown Bowling Center to see if they got enough or not. Game on 19 and 20. Got PBA champion Ryan Schaefer, Rick Childers, and USBC Hall of Famer Sam Lanto. Over on 21 and 22, Christopher Peterson, Mark McKenzie, Stephen Davis, and John Dudek. Have updated scores in just a few minutes. Right now we're all curious about what that number 64 number is going to be. We know our leaders bowled great, and we know that there'll be a 400 or 500 pin difference between number 1 and number 64, but they're going to bowl each other tomorrow, first round, and they're going to both start from 0 on the same pair of lanes, so we'll see how that turns out. For the high qualifier, there is a trophy on the line, so that's kind of cool. James Campbell got one for day 1. Brian LeClaire got one for day 2. We'll give one out for the high block for day 3 and high overall qualifier. But it's all just gravy. The goal, of course, is to get to that first match and win. All right, nice conversion there for Lanto on the washout after the double. Right, take a look and see we have standings just for fun. And we do after 14 games, so top 5 still all C squad. Pete Weber high on A squad right now at plus 352. He has won this event here. He did so in 2016, defeating Paul McCordick. Pete Weber, if he shot 300 this game, could get to plus 452. So at best, he could be 3rd place overall. But the important thing is he is moving on. We'll see him in match play. The rest of the A squad boys playing well. Mika is at plus 346. Darren Peters, what a day for him. 3 games of 259 or better. He's at plus 344, 996 on the day. So his opening day score on the fresh was 1049. And he should have that by about the 2nd frame of game number 5 here. So great effort for Darren. Keith Lesko is at plus 335. Michael Hagen Jr., 329, and 13th place. Ron Moore, the super senior. Having a nice day, about 100 over today. Plus 237, tied for 17th place. He's tied with Dave Washburn, who we saw earlier in our featured pair with a big 250 game to start. Kevin Croucher up to 20th place with his 247 game here on BowlTV. Then again, the all-important number, 64th place right now, plus 121. So hasn't changed much in a couple games. There's some guys just outside who are already done on C squad. Brian Cooper from Henderson, Nevada was in the number. Had a tough day today on the fresh. Finished with 182 and 188. Dropped him to plus 115. So he's gonna wait it out, sweat it out. Tish Johnson, Colorado Springs, former Team USA member, of course, Hall of Famer. She is 69th at plus 112. Tough day for her. 190, 160, 150, 190. Closed with 258 to give herself a chance. If that number should come down, 11 or 12 pins, then she'll have something to be pacing about as well. So far this week, just the 1-300 game. Rick Minear at 299 by Mark Williams. Let's take a look one more time at the standings and see who on A squad is close to the number, just for fun. At the Cente Bowl, and right now is at plus 114 with 1 to go. He's in 68th place. That is not looking good the rest of the way. Next closest A squatters are around plus 80. Definitely doable, 240, 250. Sam Lanto is one of them. He is at plus 75 with 1 to go. So 250. If he can punch out here, make his afternoon very stressful here at Samstown. I'll put him at plus 125, 130 if he goes off the sheet. Ryan Schaefer is plus 8, so his event will come to an end. Sam Lanto did not strike there, so not look good for him here in 2018. Stephen Davis, minus 139. Dudak, plus 64. But, not striking here in game number 5. Mackenzie well out of the wood. So that is the rundown. Take a peek through the live scoring, see if anybody's making a last push. Down on 29 and 30. Shane Horseman with the front 6. All right, and just like that, scores disappear, game over. right, for those Mike Vicente fans out there, he's kind of the closest A squad bowler right now to that cut number. Coming to this game at plus 114, the number is plus 121. And Mike is down on 39 and 40. Best he can get to this game is 192, so he's going to lose pins regardless, and that might seal the deal. But we'll now watch our final frames. Here on 21 and 22. Peterson finishing strong to get to 205 here. While we watch these final frames, I see some discussion about the Open Championships, and just want to clarify for at least 2018 in the team event, bowlers are allowed 3 hours and 20 minutes from start of competition, and doubles and singles is 3 hours and 40 minutes from the start of competition. So first ball on the squad at that point. But nice to see the conversation and the tie-in there to the other USBC events. And remember, folks, coming in 2019, the Open Championships returns to Las Vegas. So should these senior events, the Super Senior Classic and Senior Masters, also return, that'd be a nice little trip to get a whole bunch of bowling in for the price of one plane ticket. So keep that in mind as you're registering for all of these events. Definitely a nice way to get value and save money, just like these folks are doing. Many traveling to the West Coast for the PBA 50 Brentwood stop, California. And then coming out here to Las Vegas for the Super Senior Classic and the Senior Masters. Stephen Davis, 172, 194 for Peterson, Dudek, and McKenzie will close things out here on our featured pairs. A squad, 5 games done. That means that A and C, 2/3 of the field, have completed all 15 games of qualifying. Right now it is 3:04, so in less than an hour we'll have our final squad of the day on the lane. Double burn coming up for our B squad bowlers. They bowled middle of the day on day 1 and early on the fresh yesterday. They will get us to the finish line. All right, Chris Gibbons stopped by. Got his plus 213, he said. Big game last game, so we're feeling safe. Looking forward to match play tomorrow now. These guys closing it out. Dudak will have the honor of the final shot here on BowlTV. Remember, folks, set your alarms. 4 p.m. local time, 7 p.m. Eastern. Final squad of the day. And we'll get to our cut number after those 5 games. Off to our right, Ted Steichoff running him out. He just doubled in the 9th and 10th. He made a run. He was the number coming into the day. Well, 248, 228 in the middle of this block. And then 175 in game 4. He's at plus 150. And now with that double, that'll put him in the plus again here in game 5. Doesn't get the second one. So a spare gives him 203 plus 153. I feel pretty good about his chances. What a nice run there for this super senior. Pretty consistent, 1057, 1049, and he'll be in the 1040s again here for today's block. I wouldn't say it's time to rest easy, but it's a pretty good number in the plus 150. So we will see. And folks, that is going to do it for our coverage here. A squad is complete. 5 more games coming up for our B squad bowlers. Then we'll cut the field down from 272 to the top 63, plus our defending champion Walter Ray Williams Jr. Double elimination match play will begin tomorrow at noon Eastern. Left half of the bracket will go first. We'll re-oil the lanes. And then the right side of the bracket. And then we'll have match play continue through the 2 days, tomorrow and Saturday. And by Saturday night, we will know our 5 players for Sunday's live stepladder finals right here on BowlTV. That'll be Sunday at 10 a.m. local time, 1 p.m. Eastern. If you guys have any questions, we'll be back on the air in less than an hour. So write them down so you don't forget, and then we'll be able to have something to talk about during those 5 games this afternoon. Folks, we do appreciate all the support. My name is Matt Canizaro, and for all the bowlers and folks here at the Samstown Bowling Center and the 2018 USBC Senior Masters, that is the news for now. See you on the lanes.